Three games highlight our late slate across the association. It's a showdown of two top offenses as the Cavs travel to Denver for the final contest of a 5-game road trip. No Steph or Kristaps Porzingis as the Warriors look to stay in the playoff race, playing host to the Grizzlies at 10. Also at 10, the Lakers aim to extend their win streak as they host the defending champs in their second matchup of the season. And for more, we bring in CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez. No Luka, no SGA, no way. Shorthanded team on both ends of the floor between OKC and LA. Last time out, the Thunder, they did blow out the Lakers. But, John, I want to get what you're watching for tonight in the second go-round.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of tough sledding for the Thunder, right? I mean, they've lost 2 in a row. They're 5-5 over the last 10, and it's really for them about like who's going to be available, right? Because no SGA, he's out until at least after the All-Star break. AJ Mitchell's been out for a while. Hartenstein's been in and out of the lineup. However, Jalen Williams, who has been on the injury report since mid-January, is off the injury report, had a hamstring injury, expected to play, so that's good news. But last week versus the Rockets, the starting lineup, Kiana, was Hartenstein, Chet, Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace, and they lost at home to Houston, which that never happens because they've got one of the great home court advantages in the NBA. This one, they're on the road at the Lakers. As you mentioned, no Luka. He's out with a hamstring injury. You've had a lot of LeBron carrying a pretty heavy load. Austin Reeves is back, but he's still on a minutes restriction. So the Lakers, though, they're playing pretty well. They've won 3 in a row. I think if they're going to steal one, this would be the one without SGA, right?
Okay, so if they are to steal one, is that who your pick is for this game? What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't feel great about it because it is still Oklahoma City and they are still the defending champs, and that defense really raises their level and gives them a shot on any given night. But yes, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. The Lakers are at home. They've won 3 in a row. Let's call it 4, even though Jalen Williams is back. The Lakers are going to take this one.
We're taking LA with this one. If, like you said, if you're going to steal one against the defending champs, you got to do it when you don't have SGA in the lineup. But also, John, coming up tonight, it's the final game of the Cavs' longest road trip of the season. Cleveland, in the midst of a 3-game win streak, taken to the Mile High City to take on the Nuggets. We know Nikola Jokic, he's returned to play, but Denver, they've still lost 3 of their last 4. So what are you watching for in the second game of the James Harden era in Cleveland?
Yeah, it's all about James Harden for the Cavs side, right? I mean, they traded Darius Garland for him. Garland hasn't played much because of an injury this year. Harden is, for all of his foibles and all of his postseason concerns in the regular season, he's available and he's putting up good numbers, right? He made his debut against the Sacramento Kings this weekend. He looked pretty good. Now, he had a chance, Kiana. He could have debuted against his old team, the Clippers, and he ducked that one. And I say he's a coward for that. But he's going to play tonight against the Nuggets. And then for the Nuggets, you mentioned, they're struggling a little bit. They just can't get healthy, right? I mean, they've had 4 of their 5 starters who have missed major time with injuries this season. Aaron Gordon's still out with a hamstring injury. They just got Cam Johnson and Christian Brown back. But as soon as they get those guys back, Peyton Watson, who had stepped up in their absence, he goes down with a hamstring injury, and he's out at least 4 weeks now. So the Nuggets, despite the fact that they've lost a couple of games, hey, still 3rd in the Western Conference, right? You just imagine a world, Kiana, where that team is healthy. They would be a serious, serious problem. And I think they will be. If they can get healthy by the postseason, watch out for the Nuggets.
Yeah, something to take note of. I mean, you mentioned they're sitting currently 3rd in the West alongside with the Rockets right behind, followed by LA. But a healthy Denver team, we could see them playing significantly better than where they are at this exact moment right now. But can Cleveland close out their long road trip with another win? Or do you maybe see this as an opportunity for this team that's been struggling a little bit to right the ship?
Yeah, like you said, this is the 5th game of a very long road trip, and it's great to get James Harden involved in the mix, and he looks really good alongside Donovan Mitchell. Those two look like they're going to complement each other really well because he takes some of the scoring load off of Donovan Mitchell and some of the play creation. But I just think, like, when you're on the back end of a road trip and you're staring down going home, or it'll be new home for James Harden, home for everybody else, maybe you start to think about that a little bit. Plus, they're in Denver. They got the whole altitude thing. And when you have Joker and Jamal Murray, I like that end of it, so I'm going to go with Denver at home.
Okay, that's a fair assessment right there. Very fair. But let's move on to the next matchup because likely no Steph or Kristaps Porzingis is both are likely sidelined until after the All-Star break as the Warriors take on this new-look Grizzlies squad. Tell me what stands out to you about this matchup.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's 2 teams going in opposite directions, right? I mean, the Warriors are still trying to win despite the fact that they're not going to have Steph likely until after the All-Star break, and Kristaps Porzingis, same deal. But the Grizzlies, they traded Triple J to the Jazz, and they couldn't find a taker for John Morant, but they have a theory of the case here, and it's to get bad and tank as hard as they can to improve their lottery odds, right? They sat a bunch of guys in the back-to-back losses at Portland. The tanking is going to continue for them. They've got 13 picks in the next 7 years. This is a full hard reset for the Grizzlies. And then for the Warriors, hey, they're just trying to keep their head above water, right? I mean, no Jimmy Butler. They traded out Jonathan Kuminga. It's basically Draymond Green and parts. Like, can I interest you in some Guy Santos and Moses Moody minutes? That's what you're going to get tonight from the Warriors, but they should still have the advantage over the Grizzlies.
Okay, well, we're talking about just how for the Grizzlies the tanking continues, but meanwhile, this is a Golden State team that we mentioned without some key players, but also they're fighting to stay in the play-in position right now, currently, sitting 8th in the West. But give me your pick for this matchup of two teams that are, opposite directions, but still fighting for wins.
Yeah, the Warriors want to win this game, and the Grizzlies decidedly do not want to win this game. I mean, it's the fourth game of a 5-game road trip for the Grizzlies, so that already puts them behind the 8 ball. And then they've lost 8 of their last 10, and as I mentioned, they don't want to win any games. They want to drop as far as they can in the standings to improve those lottery odds, and then you have the Warriors on the other side trying to their level best to pick up a game here. I mean, the other night, as I was mentioning, the Grizzlies, Ty Jerome has been really good since he came back in the lineup. They didn't even play him in the fourth quarter because he's been a little too good. They might have to hit him with the trank dart or something to keep him from playing so well. So I'll take the Warriors at home just because they're going to try and the Grizzlies aren't.
Nonetheless, Memphis may be looking too far ahead. We got Golden State looking far ahead as far as the postseason, trying to play Memphis maybe on to 2026-27 season as always. John Gonzalez, good stuff. We'll chat with you a bit later. Let's recap John's picks for the evening. He's rolling with the Lakers with an opportunity to try to steal one with SGA out of the lineup as they're at home hosting the Thunder. Meanwhile, Denver getting the victory over Cleveland. Cleveland's ready to go home. It's been a long road trip. Maybe they're eyeing getting back home and resetting. And as for Memphis and Golden State, two teams going in opposite directions. Memphis, their tanking continues, looking to improve those lottery odds. Maybe not getting a win over the Warriors this time around.
One place you go to go places. I'm Katie Mox. Happy Monday. After the Super Bowl, if you're feeling a little bit dazed, you're not alone, but we're here to help you transition seamlessly into the night of sports. Our experts are on deck with insights and best bets, and we start in the NBA. Let's take a look at some notable games in the association tonight. Bucks at the Magic. Orlando laying double digits there. A tight one for the Cavs and the Nuggets, and the Grizzlies taking on my Warriors. Warriors pretty heavily favored in this one at home. Sixers laying 2.5 at the Trailblazers. And then how about those Thunder laying a touchdown? All right, I still got some football on the brain here at the Lakers. And with that, we got to welcome in Sportsline's finest when we talk about the NBA, Larry Hartstein and Zach Semeny. Fellas, I was off last week, so it's good that the two of you are the first faces that I see here. Let's talk some association here, shall we? Starting with the Bucks at the Magic. Magic laying 10, this total around 220. Giannis still sidelined, and the shorthanded Bucks offense walking into Orlando as double-digit dogs here. The Magic are going to get Franz Wagner back alongside Paolo Banchero as they start a pivotal 2-game set tonight. Zach, when you look at this, where's the value?
I stayed away from the side and total on this one, Katie and Larry. I'm going to go to the prop market with Kevin Porter Jr. over 6.5 assists, minus 122 odds. You look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they're on their first 3-game win streak of the season, and Kevin Porter Jr. is a big reason for that. He's having a breakout in terms of assists, where he's averaging 7.5 assists on the season, and he's cleared this prop in 8 out of his last 10 games. I think he's going to be reluctant to shoot the three-pointer because he's 0 for his last 13, so I think he continues to make those extra passes and clears his assists one more time over 6.5 assists for Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, and his backcourt mate, Ryan Rollins, is on fire with 21 or more in 4 straight games, and that's a big reason why the Bucks have turned this around, even without Giannis. 3 straight wins, each of them coming as outright underdogs. You also have Jericho Sims playing amazing defense down low, and I know they do get Wagner back, but he's going to be limited. And this is a Magic team that just doesn't tend to cover big numbers. 6-13 against the number in their last 19. I think Orlando wins, but the way the Bucks are playing right now, I'll take the points.
All right, I like it. Taking those points if there is struggle in covering those big numbers. Let's look at the tighter spread here. The Cavs laying 1 at the Nuggets. This total around 240. Cleveland, fellas, have been red hot, winning 8 of their last 9, and they already beat Denver once this season. And now the Cavs head into altitude, laying just a point against the Nuggets team in a matchup that really features 2 of the league's top offenses. So, Larry, what has your attention in this one?
Yeah, well, one big part of that offense is James Harden, their new acquisition, and he came out firing, was very efficient, 5 of 8 from deep in his debut, and I like him in this matchup to go over not only 2.5 3-pointers, which is heavily juiced at -172, but over 3.5 3-pointers at +150. You look at what James Harden has been doing lately. In fact, his last game with the Clippers was against the Nuggets, and he went 4 for 10 from deep. The Nuggets are giving up 38.5% from deep over their last 3 games. They're also giving up over 43 attempted threes per game. So you're going up against a depleted Nuggets team that won't have Gordon, that won't have Watson, guys who are long and able to challenge a three-pointer, and you're getting James Harden who is getting a lot of open looks so far on Cleveland, at least in his debut. They were some really nice open looks. I think that continues tonight in a great offensive game, and he gets 3, hopefully 4 3-pointers.
Like that play, Larry, because I'm going with Donovan Mitchell just on his points prop over 27.5. Before Cleveland made those trades, Donovan Mitchell had a couple of flat performances, but now he seems re-energized back to his normal self. The last 2 games, 29 points. His last outing, 35 points against the Sacramento Kings. And this is a matchup that Donovan Mitchell has flourished against the Denver Nuggets since he played with the Utah Jazz. You look at his last 3 games against them, he scored 33 or more points each of the last 2 times. 28 or more points 3 straight times. In the matchup this season, he did score 33 points, but there's upside tonight because he did not make a free throw in that matchup. One of only 5 games he hasn't made a free throw this season. He clears his points prop tonight over 27.5 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Some good looks in the prop market from our guys. If you did want to play a side here, Denver has lost 4 of their last 5 games to Cleveland, just a point spread here tonight. Let's move on to the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Dubs laying 9, this total around 220. Fellas, it's the injury bowl in the Bay. Steph and Ja are both out. Golden State still a healthy favorite at home against a worn down and shorthanded Grizzlies squad that has really struggled badly on the road. So, Zach, how do you see this one shaping out?
This one I have to attack the team total, Katie, and go under the 104.5 on the Memphis Grizzlies. This seems like a down spot for Memphis, who has scored 115 or more points in 4 straight games, but they're so undermanned. They had a scoring drought each of their last 2 games in the second half against the Portland Trailblazers, scored just 19 points in the fourth quarter in Saturday's loss against the Portland Trailblazers. In Golden State, they may be undermanned, but they're hanging their hat on the defensive end of the floor. You examine their last 2 games. The win against the Phoenix Suns, Phoenix didn't score just 1 basket in the last 6 minutes, and then they did lose to the Lakers, but they only allowed 105 points. I'll go under the Grizzlies team total of 104.5.
And Zach, in the prop market, sometimes the books, not slow to adjust, but they have to adjust to a new reality. And Guy Santos is that new reality with the minutes he's getting with Curry and Butler out. And he continues to go over his prop every single game. We used to see it at 7.5 points, then 8.5, then 9.5. Today it opened at 11.5 points. It's up to 12.5. I will still go over. He has gone over in 5 straight. He's playing like 25 to 30 minutes. He's in the starting lineup. This is a guy who can finish at the rim, but he can also hit some threes. And I'm going to keep playing Guy Santos over on points. And this is a good matchup because the Grizzlies, over the last 10 games, they are the 2nd worst defensive team in the league.
All right, so y'all are showing some love to my Warriors without laying the number there. Let's look now at the Sixers laying 2.5 at the Trailblazers. This total around 228. Sixers wrapping up their West Coast swing in Portland, leaning on a red-hot Joel Embiid against a Blazers team that is really just patched together right now, right, with injuries. They're catching Philly as a short road favorite tonight. Larry, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, you said red hot Joel Embiid, and I'm not sure that even captures it because this guy over his last 10 games, 33 points a game, shooting 53% from the field and also 53% from beyond the arc. He is just absolutely unstoppable defensively. And then you look at this matchup, it sets up beautifully because the big men who have been facing the Trailblazers lately, all of them have been going off as well. So I think Joel Embiid, with the minutes that he's getting, the efficiency we're seeing, is going to get to 30 points. I played him over 29.5.
Yeah, Embiid seems almost automatic right now. I'm going to attack the total and go over 230.5. 4 straight games involving the Portland Trailblazers at 237 or more points have been scored. You look at Drew Holiday, the guard for the Trailblazers. He scored 20 or more points in consecutive games. That's the first time he's done so since late October. And Portland, as you touched on, Katie, they're just so undermanned. They'll be without Shaedon Sharpe, probably Denny Avdia once again. And Scoot Henderson, this will just be his second game back. So you expect Philadelphia, their backcourt, to take advantage. Just one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now, where they've won 6 out of their last 7 games. I'll go over the full game total of 230.5.
I always feel like I'm holding my breath every time that Joel Embiid is red hot. I don't want to jinx him, as Sharon Gottmeyer and said, trust the process. I hope that he can stay healthy. One last late tip here. Thunder laying 7 at the Lakers. This total around 220. The best record in the league belongs to OKC, but they may be without SGA again. Well, the Lakers come in on a 3-game win streak and have been the NBA's best clutch team. So, Zach, when you look at this spread, is it too many?
Yeah, no, it's not. I think it's the favorite's the right side here. I initially leaned to the Lakers earlier today, but flip to the OKC Thunder. You look at this Lakers team, they'll be without Luka Doncic once again. And that was a problem. Even though they got a win against the Golden State Warriors, it was a problem because they scored just 105 points. The starters scored just 61 points overall. And OKC, they get a big boost with Jalen Williams returning to the lineup. That was one of their keys to success in beating the Lakers earlier this season, where they hindered the Lakers to just 92 points. And that was when Luka played. So this seems like a get-right spot for OKC, who's just 3-5 over their last 8 games. I'll lay the 7 points with OKC.
It's kind of crazy the Lakers are coming into this game as the hotter team, the team in better form. OKC is only 14-10 in his last 24, and I know Jalen Williams is coming back, but how effective is he going to be in the first game back from his hamstring? You still have Austin Reeves. You still have LeBron James. You have a Lakers team that's covered 6 of their last 8 at home. I think they have a shot to send the Thunder to their 3rd straight loss, but at the very minimum, they can keep it close. Let's take the points.
All right, I always love it when we end with a showdown. Larry and Zach against each other there. Appreciate the two of you hopping on